Subaru Natsuki was a normal guy from Japan, and he was about to get the biggest shock of his life. One day he was just zapped into a new world. It happened one night. Subaru went to the store for some snacks. He bought his stuff and walked outside to head home. But then he felt something weird. It was like some kind of power was all around him. He didn't really pay attention. He just got ready to cross the road. He took a step and his eyes got super itchy. So he rubbed them, he opened his eyes again, and boom, he was in a totally new place. The new world was bright. People were everywhere in old-timey clothes. Subaru took a second to figure things out. He stood by a fountain and just looked around. Then it hit him. He had been brought to another world. Subaru just accepted it and kept walking. At the same time, a girl was running real fast. She was jumping from roof to roof. She held something special and she was smiling. Subaru was still on the street. He started thinking. He wondered if he got any cool powers. Maybe his body changed when he was sent here. He even thought he had magic. That's what happens to people in stories, right? He saw some bad stuff about to happen. He tried to use his new magic, but nope, he found out fast he had no magic at all. Subaru kept walking. He needed to find a place to stay. He saw a guy selling food. He tried to buy fruit with his money from home. The guy selling food saw his money. He told Subaru to get lost. Subaru kept moving. He tried to talk to people, but everyone just ignored him. He got tired of it all, so he sat down in an alley. He thought about how bad things were. He took out his phone. It still worked here. That just made him mad. He put it away. He complained out loud. He wondered where the pretty girl was, the one who brought him to this world. Just then, 3 thugs showed up. They saw him sitting all alone. They decided to rob him, but before they could do anything, the girl from the rooftops ran by. She said hello and kept going. After she left, Subaru tried to act tough, but the thugs had a knife. Subaru saw the knife. He said sorry for trying to fight them. They beat him up bad. While he was getting beat up, a pretty girl showed up. She asked the thugs about a special thing that was stolen from her. The thugs asked if she was there to help Subaru. She said no. So they told her about the rooftop girl. They told her which way she went. The pretty girl got her answer. Then she used her spirit magic to save Subaru. The thugs ran off. The girl asked Subaru where her special thing was. Subaru said he didn't know. Then he passed out. The girl and her little talking cat thought about leaving him there, but they decided to help him. Subaru woke up later with his head on the cat's lap. He was not happy about that. The girl said he owed her for saving him. He had to tell her where her stuff was. Subaru told her more about the rooftop girl. He said that should be enough. The girl thanked him and said his debt was paid. She started to walk away, but Subaru followed her. They were on the street now. He talked her into letting him come with her. He would help find the thief. The lady said okay. She led the way. They spent a while asking shop owners about the thief. A few hours later, they took a break on a balcony. That's when they told each other their names. The pretty lady said her name was Satella. Subaru said his name was Subaru. Satella heard his name and thought he was rich. She felt his hands and knew she was right. After their break, they kept looking. They saw a little girl with green hair. She was lost and crying in the middle of town. Subaru and Satella argued about helping her. Satella went to talk to the little girl anyway, but the girl cried even louder, so Subaru walked over. He did a little coin trick. That made the girl smile. Then they took her to find her mom. They found her mom pretty fast. Later they sat by a bridge and talked. Subaru argued with Satella about doing good things. Satella decided Subaru just liked to waste his time. Then she told him she was a half-elf. Subaru still said she was pretty. Satella blushed and looked away. Then Subaru got them back on track. They went to ask another shop owner for help. Subaru tried to pay the owner for info, but they were both broke. The owner told them to go away, but then the little girl they helped showed up with her mom. It turned out her dad was the shop owner. He heard how they helped his family. He said sorry and offered to help them. That evening, Subaru and his new friend Satella were in a bad part of town. They were scared of every dark corner. Satella got grumpy. She told Subaru she was running out of time. She had to get her item back before dark. Puck the talking cat said he was done for the day. It was too dark for him. Satella said goodbye and he disappeared. Now it was just Subaru and Satella. She told him not to get any funny ideas. She told him about little spirits like Puck. They take a long time to grow up. Then she started to glow like a star. Subaru and Satella kept walking. They saw a guy and asked him about Felt. That was the name of the thief. The guy told them Felt was famous. He said they would have to bargain to get their stuff back. Subaru and Satella kept walking. They argued like a couple. Then they agreed to work together and be safe. Subaru said he would take the first watch. He let Satella go to sleep. After she was asleep, Subaru looked around the house. He saw some creepy stuff. He walked a little farther inside. He found a dead body on the floor. It was all bloody. Before he could even scream, a lady spoke from behind him. She knocked him down. Subaru got up fast. He threw up and fell over. Satella came into the room to see what was wrong, but she got hit in the head. She didn't even see it coming. Subaru held her hand. He tried to stay alive to save them both, but he was too hurt. He died. Subaru woke up. The shop owner from before was there. He was asking him to buy apples. Subaru was confused. He told the owner he was broke. The owner kicked him out. Subaru was back on the street. He tried to remember what happened. He remembered Satella and her cat, Puck. He checked his stomach for the cut, but it was gone. He was really confused now. He ran to that same alley. He found the same 3 bad guys waiting for him. He was so tired of this. He tricked them. He made them think he was weak. Then when they weren't looking, he beat them up. Then he went to find Satella. He went back to the bad part of town. He found the house they stayed in last night. He knocked on the door. The guy who opened it was the same guy he found dead last night. Subaru was more confused than ever. He asked the old man if he ever died before. The old man just laughed. He said nope, he had never died. Subaru asked him about Satella and the stolen item. The old man said he didn't know anything, but he did say he was getting some stolen stuff later. He told Subaru to wait around. Maybe his item would be in the pile. Subaru asked about Felt. The old man still said he knew nothing. Then the old man asked for money. Subaru gave him a bag of chips from his world. Subaru waited outside for Felt. When she showed up, he talked to her about the item. He took her inside. Felt and the old man started arguing about spoiled milk. The 3 of them joked around. Then Felt got down to business. She showed them the special item. She asked Subaru to pay for it. Subaru told her he had no money, but he could trade his phone for it. Felt and the old man asked about the phone. Subaru took their picture. They asked what that was. Subaru lied. He said the phone was magic. It could freeze time and save a moment forever. That lie worked. The old man and Felt were amazed. They asked how much the phone was worth. Subaru said maybe 20 gold coins. They believed him, but they said another client wanted the item for 10 gold coins. They had a deal, so Subaru had to go with them to the meeting. He would buy the item there. Someone knocked on the door. Felt went to get it. She came back with her client. The client was a lady. Subaru felt scared of her. It was like he had seen her before, but he tried to act cool. He talked to her about the item. He showed it to her. He told her the price. The lady revealed she was just buying it for someone else, so she was willing to pay 20 gold coins right now. Subaru was ready to give up, but the old man said he was still getting the item. His phone was worth more than 20 gold coins. The talk ended. The lady named Elsa lost the deal. She got up to leave. She asked Subaru what he would do with the item. Subaru was dumb. He said he would give it back to its owner. Elsa knew they were her enemies, so she attacked them. The old man tried to protect them, but he died. Elsa was ready to leave, but Felt called her crazy and jumped at her. But Elsa was too good. She knew just where to hit and killed Felt. Subaru freaked out. He attacked her without thinking. Elsa just pushed him away. She went to attack him. Subaru dodged the worst of it, but he got a really bad cut on his stomach. He fell down. He closed his eyes and died. And then he woke up on that same day again. This time he woke up by the apple stall. The shop owner gave him some apples, but then he saw Satella walking down the street. He ran to her. He tried to explain everything, but Satella didn't know who he was. Then Subaru made a huge mistake. He called her the Witch of Envy. Felt had told him to do that. Satella got super mad. She told him to never call her that again. As she was leaving, Felt ran by. She stole Satella's item. Satella chased her. Subaru yelled for her to stop, but she didn't listen. Subaru followed them. He ended up in the same alley again. He was about to leave, but the 3 bad guys were waiting for him. He was so angry he just walked past them, but one of them stabbed him in the back. Subaru fell down bleeding a lot. The 3 bad guys started arguing. They got scared and ran away. They left Subaru there to die. He died again. He woke up in front of the Apple store again. The owner handed him an apple. He asked him to buy it, but Subaru said no. He went behind the store. He checked his back. The wound was gone. He decided to try something new. He accepted he was living the same day over and over. He thought if he stayed out of trouble, maybe it would stop. He made a plan. He would be an inventor. He would use what he knew from his world. He would get rich and live a good life. He asked the shop owner what he thought. The shop owner didn't want to get involved. Fair enough. Subaru walked through town. He got a weird feeling. It was like he had been here before. He saw 2 people with a lost little girl. They were looking for her mom. That made him remember the girl he and Satella saved. Subaru understood. He was supposed to meet Satella no matter what, so he gave up his plan. He went back to the shop owner. He asked about any robberies. The owner told him about one. He showed Subaru some magic marks on a wall. He gave him some more clues. Subaru thanked him. He walked through the streets. He thought about finding Satella and her item, but he ran into the 3 bad guys again. This time, he just screamed for help as loud as he could. The thugs thought he was faking, but then they got really scared. A hero named Reinhardt showed up to save Subaru. The bad guys knew he was bad news. They ran away super fast. Subaru thanked Reinhardt for saving him. Reinhardt said it was no big deal. He told him to live a good life and stay out of trouble. Subaru saw his uniform. He asked about it. Reinhardt said he was a guard, but he wasn't working today. They talked a little more, then Subaru asked for one last favor. He asked Reinhardt to find Satella. He described her perfectly. He told him to tell her to stay away from the robbery house. Reinhard said okay. He let Subaru go. That evening, Subaru went to the bad part of town. He asked where Felt lived. He got the directions and went to her place, but on the way he saw the worst person ever. It was Elsa the gut killer, the lady who kept killing him. Elsa acted crazy as usual. She bugged him for a bit, then left. Subaru was so relieved. He kept walking to Felt's place. When he got there, he looked around for her, but Felt was already behind him. By the time he saw her, it was too late. She thought he was a burglar. She fought him. Then she stopped to see who he was. Subaru said he was there to trade his phone for the item she was selling to Elsa. Felt stopped fighting. She looked at the phone. Subaru tried to make the trade right there, but Felt wanted her old man Ram to check the phone first. Subaru ran to Ram's house. He wanted to get the deal done fast. On the way there, he got all emotional with Felt. She got annoyed and bit him. When they got there, Ram checked the phone. He thought it was worth more than a holy relic. Subaru was so happy. He thought the deal was done, but Felt was not sure. She told him to stop. She had questions. Subaru begged her to trust him. He was scared Elsa would show up and kill them all, but Felt didn't believe his excuses. Then they heard a knock on the door. Felt went to answer it. Subaru begged her not to, but she opened it anyway. It was Satella. Satella walked into Ram's house. She told Felt to give back her item or she would get hurt. Felt backed away. She wouldn't give it back. Instead, she told Satella that Subaru wanted to return it to her. Satella was surprised. She said she had never met Subaru before. She kept talking to Felt. She didn't see the killer sneaking up behind her, but Subaru saw. He yelled at her cat puck to block the attack. Elsa showed herself. She said she would kill everyone in the room now. That was not her first plan. Her first plan was just to kill Satella. Subaru stepped up. He called her a bad lady. He just kept talking and talking. That gave Puck time to get his magic back. When Puck was ready, he shot a bunch of ice crystals at Elsa, but they didn't even scratch her. Elsa started to attack. Satella fought back. They fought for a while. Ram, Subaru, and Felt watched from the back. Satella managed to trap Elsa. She shot a big attack at her, but Elsa dodged it. Puck was too tired. He had no more magic. So he went back to the spirit world. He left Satella to fight Elsa all by herself. While they fought, Felt thanked Subaru for trying to save her. She said she should have listened to him. Old man Ram decided to help Satella. He grabbed his big club. He fought Elsa with all his might, but Elsa was too fast for him. She got him. She cut his neck. Then she went back to fighting Satella. Subaru squeezed his fist. He thought about dying again to start over, but the pain of Elsa's blade was too much. Time was running out. Subaru decided to save Felt no matter what. Elsa was about to cut Felt. Subaru jumped in the way. He grabbed her. He told Felt to wait for a chance to run. Felt argued with him, but Subaru said it was for the best. He grabbed a big wooden bat. He kept Elsa busy long enough for Felt to escape. After she was gone, Elsa cut Subaru down. She stopped fighting for a second. Satella thanked Subaru for trying so hard. Even though he was weak, Subaru heard that and felt strong. He wanted to fight Elsa. Elsa accepted. She grabbed his leg. She raised her knife to hurt him, but Reinhard stopped her. He told him to stop fighting. Elsa saw how strong he was and backed up. She introduced herself. Reinhard said he was called there by Felt. He found her running through the streets. Reinhard told Elsa to give up, but Elsa said no way. He laughed a little. He told Subaru to stay near Satella. Satella was busy healing old man Ram. Subaru talked to Satella while she healed the old man. Meanwhile, Reinhard pulled out a practice sword. He used it to fight Elsa. He broke her first weapon. When Satella finished healing, Subaru gave Reinhard the signal. He could use all his power on Elsa now. Reinhard smiled. He used the rusty sword in his hand. He let out a huge magic attack. It blew the whole place up. After he dealt with Elsa, Subaru stood up. He thanked Reinhard for saving him. At least he wouldn't have to die and restart the day. Just then, Elsa showed up from behind. She tried to attack Satella, but Subaru grabbed a wooden stick. He saved Satella just in time. Elsa saw she had failed. She ran away. She promised she would be back. Subaru got up. He introduced himself. Then he asked the pretty lady to tell him her real name. Satella looked shy. She said her name was Emilia. She thanked Subaru for saving her. She put her hand out for a handshake. Subaru sighed and shook her hand. Later, Reinhard picked up the stick Subaru used. He saw it was cut in half. Then Subaru realized he was hurt in the attack. He passed out and fell down. While he was out, Reinhard asked Satella what she would do with Subaru. Satella, who was really Emilia, said she would take Subaru to her big house. Felt thanked Emilia for her help. She gave Emilia her item back. Reinhard saw the item. He got really upset. He arrested Felt for having such a special item. He made her pass out. Then he stared at the moon for a long time. He took Felt back to the palace. The next day, Subaru woke up in Emilia's big house. He checked his wounds. They were all healed. He was surprised. He got out of bed. He walked around the halls looking for someone. He realized the hallway was a big circle, so he opened the first door he saw. He found a librarian named Betty. He thought she was a little girl. He started being rude to her. Betty got mad. She zapped him with magic. She took all his energy. Then she kicked him out of her room. Subaru woke up again. This time he heard two girls talking about him. They were maids. He listened. They were saying bad things about him. He jumped out of bed. The maids backed away from him. Then Emilia came in to check on him. She talked to him and the maids. When they were done, Subaru went outside. He did his morning exercises with Emilia. He told Emilia to copy his moves. Puck showed up too. He started his day. Subaru ended the workout. He picked up Puck and petted his soft fur. Emilia watched him. She smiled and called him weird. Just then the two maids showed up. They said their master Roswell was back. Emilia and Subaru went to meet him. First they saw Betty playing with Puck, but when Roswell came in, Subaru thought he was a clown they hired for breakfast. But then he found out Roswell owned the castle. He gulped. He sat down for breakfast with everyone. They talked about jobs in the house. Subaru asked the maids what they did. He tasted their food. He liked it. After they ate, Roswell told Subaru what was happening at the palace. The kingdom had no king, and a big sickness was spreading. Subaru got a little scared. He knew the truth about the kingdom now. He thought he might be the first one to get sick, but Roswell told him not to worry. Nobody thought he was a bad guy. Emilia joined the talk. She showed Subaru her special item. She explained it showed you were good enough to be the next ruler. They all kept talking. Then Subaru asked to be a butler in the house. Nobody said no, so the two maids took him to get measured for a uniform. After that, they gave him a tour of the house. He wouldn't get lost that way. During the tour, Subaru saw Betty petting Puck again. She kicked him out. She moved her room. But he found her new room and saw her petting Puck again. After the tour, he started work. One of the girls showed him what to do. Subaru finished everything before dark. As he was going to sleep, one of the girls brought his new clothes. Subaru made a few changes to them, then he went to bed. The next day, Subaru tried to cut potatoes. He was bad at it and cut his finger. He did his chores for the day. He finished them before night. That night, Roswell talked to one of the maids about Subaru. The maid said Subaru was acting weird, but she said he probably wasn't a problem. Roswell liked her answer. Meanwhile, Emilia and Subaru were on the lawn. They were having a good time. Subaru got emotional. He told Emilia his feelings. He got so excited he showed her the cut on his finger by mistake. It was too late to hide it. Still, Subaru asked Emilia to go on a date with him. They would look at the sights. Emilia said no at first, but he kept asking. She finally said yes. Subaru was so happy. He ran to Betty's room to bug her again. Betty got really mad. She kicked him out. Subaru went to sleep a happy man. He couldn't wait for the next day. But his luck was bad. The next day he woke up and everything had reset. The night before never happened. Subaru was confused. This time he decided to do things differently. The two maids, Ram and Rem, came to welcome him. Subaru covered his face. He ran to another room to think. He had to figure out this curse. He didn't know he had walked into Betty's library. When he realized it was too late, Betty was already talking to him. She said Subaru had already woken up earlier that day, and he had already bothered her. Subaru said sorry. He went outside to check something. Betty let him go. Subaru went to the yard. He saw Emilia there. He was so happy to see her, and her cute face. He talked to her for a bit. He felt a little better. Even Puck the cat showed up. After that, Subaru went inside. He had dinner with everyone, including Roswell. Right at breakfast, Subaru asked Roswell to hire him as a butler again. He planned to do everything the same way as last time. He hoped that would stop the curse. The plan almost worked, but he had to take a break in the bathhouse. While he was in the bath, Roswell walked in naked. He joked with Subaru. Then he got in the bath to relax. They talked about the maids, Rem the blue-haired one and Ram the pink-haired one. After his bath, Subaru got out. He saw Ram at the door. She was bringing Roswell's clothes. Subaru saw her and tried to cover himself up. He didn't want her to see his private parts. Ram didn't care what was down there. She told him to meet her later that night. She couldn't talk about it there. Subaru rushed to his room. He was nervous. He thought Ram wanted to hurt him. But that night Ram came to his room. She told him she was there to teach him how to read and write. If he could learn, he could be more helpful. Subaru thought about it. It was a good idea. He agreed to learn. He picked up the fancy pen. He started writing. A few moments later, he started telling Ram all his feelings. He didn't notice she had fallen asleep. He saw her sleeping on the bed. The next day, Subaru woke up early. He put on his butler clothes. He was ready to work. He asked Rem the blue-haired maid if he could fix her clothes, but Rem said no. Subaru was surprised. Rem had bad taste in clothes. He tried to get her to wear something other than her maid uniform. Rem thought he was insulting her. She started saying mean things to him. Then she walked away. She told him to get back to work. Subaru went to the kitchen. He cut his finger again. Ram yelled at him for being a bad butler. She told him to take care of his hair. After cutting vegetables, they all went outside. They trimmed the bushes. They talked about hair and their jobs. Hours went by. Subaru was cleaning the bathhouse. Rem stopped him. She said sorry for being rude earlier. Subaru said he would forgive her, but she had to help comb his hair. Rem picked up another brush. She helped Subaru clean the floor. She said a few mean things. Then she agreed to his wish. After work, Subaru followed Rem to town. They needed to get supplies. He saw some kids playing. He played with them until Rem was done shopping. On the way home, Rem and Subaru talked badly about kids. Subaru tried to stop her, but she kept talking. So Subaru changed the subject. He said some nice things about Ram. That made Rem smile. That night, Emilia took Ram's place. She watched Subaru study. Subaru's heart started beating fast. He was scared, but he found his courage. He asked Emilia on a date. Emilia asked what a date was. Subaru explained it. He talked her into going with him. Subaru was so happy he promised he would stay up all night. That way he could live through the night, and he wouldn't die in his sleep. But something else big was about to happen. He waited in his room for morning. He felt a sudden cold. The lights went out. Subaru ran into the hallway. He was shaking. He felt sick. It turned out he had been poisoned. The poison was working. Subaru fell down. A killer showed up and cut him. Subaru woke up in a lot of pain. He was back in his time loop. He accidentally scared Ram and Rem. They were standing near him. Subaru realized they probably didn't know him yet, so he tried to calm them down. Then he got dressed. He walked down the hall. He tried to remember what happened. Maybe he could figure it out. Betty was following him. She stopped him. She called him annoying. Apparently he had already been in her library. Subaru said sorry. He asked her for some tea. Betty was offended. She politely told him to get out of her library. Subaru didn't get it at first. He kept looking at the book she was reading. She couldn't take it anymore. She threw him out her window. He landed in the bushes below. Emilia found Subaru covered in dirt. She told him about it. Subaru was upset about being dirty, but Emilia said it was okay. To help clean him up, Emilia woke Puck up. She asked him to wash Subaru. Puck appeared. He used a water spell to clean Subaru. A little later, Puck and Subaru played on the lawn. Subaru got into a little fight with Puck. Emilia laughed. Subaru was proud he made her laugh. Emilia noticed Subaru called her Emilia Tan. She asked him about it. Subaru said it's what friends call each other. He said she should be proud. Emilia heard she might have a friend. She blushed and covered her face. Subaru talked to Puck in secret. He found out Emilia always wanted a nickname like that. After they talked, the two maids showed up. They said Roswell was back. This time Subaru tried something new. He planned to work very carefully for 3 days. He wanted to find out who his killer was. Maybe it was one of them. When Roswell asked what he wanted, Subaru chose to be a guest. He didn't ask to be a butler. Roswell said okay. Subaru spent the rest of the day trying to solve his own murder. That evening he tried to talk to Ram, but she ignored him. The next day Subaru went to Betty. He asked her about the curse on him, the one that made him die and wake up fine in a time loop. Betty tried to push him away, but Subaru asked her to listen. After she heard everything, she decided to help. She did some magic readings. Subaru found out a shaman had cursed him. The shaman was stealing his magic energy every time he slept. Subaru asked if anyone in the house could do that kind of magic. Betty said only she and Puck could. Betty also said she was the one who healed him when he first came to the house. Subaru didn't believe her. He tried to get the truth out of her. Betty got mad. She threw him out the window again. He got up from the grass. He kept trying to figure out who killed him. He found out he had only died 3 times in the city. Then he was brought to the house. That meant he couldn't die again. He had already died 3 times in the house. He remembered talking to Puck. He had asked Puck to watch Emilia for him. Ram stopped him to give him some tea. She sat on his bed. She asked how his studies were going. Subaru said he was making progress. Then he told her a story. It was about a red ogre and a blue ogre. The blue ogre lost everything to save the red ogre. The red ogre couldn't live on his own. After the story, Ram said both ogres were silly. They let their feelings rule them. The blue ogre should have taught the red one how to live alone. The red ogre shouldn't have caused his friend trouble. Subaru sighed. He said he liked both ogres. They were just trying to get by. Ram didn't like his answer. She told him to be smarter next time. Subaru ignored her. He talked about something else. He talked about a big waterfall in their kingdom. Then she left and went back to the kitchen. The next day, Subaru packed his stuff. He was going to leave the house. Emilia was worried. She asked him to stay, but Subaru had already made up his mind. He said he would be found anyway. He tried to praise the maids one last time. Then he left. Emilia ran after him to say goodbye. Subaru walked into the forest. Then he turned around. He snuck back to watch Emilia's room. He took out a big kitchen knife. He stared at it. He was waiting for something to happen. That evening, the killer attacked again. Subaru ran for his life. He got trapped on a cliff. He took off his shirt. He got ready to fight. When the killer showed her face, he was sad. It was Rem. Rem didn't feel bad for attacking him. She told him to just accept it. She would give him a painless death. Subaru asked what he did wrong, but she wouldn't say. She just asked about his real plans for Emilia. She thought Subaru was working for Emilia's enemy. He tried to tell her she was wrong, but it didn't work. Subaru made a last try to escape. He took out his phone. He shined the light in Rem's eyes and ran. But after a few steps, Rem cut his leg. He couldn't move. Then she walked up to him. She stopped the bleeding. She just wanted information. Subaru kept asking her to let him go. He would never hurt Emilia, but Rem was stubborn. She beat him. She kept asking for the truth. Subaru told her he had nothing to do with it. He was just a guy trying to make friends in a new world. But Rem didn't believe him. She said he smelled like the witch, and it made her sick. Subaru was so sad. He started to cry. He yelled at Rem. He asked why she hated him so much. Rem didn't let him finish. She cut his throat. She left him there to die. The next day, Subaru woke up in the same bed. Both maids were there with him. He got a little scared. He didn't talk to anyone. He waited for Emilia to show up. When she got there, Subaru told her to stay away from him. He was scared the bad magic would get on her too. He got the idea to tell her everything. But as he started talking, a dark cloud appeared. Time stopped for a second. A dark hand reached into Subaru's body. It squeezed his heart. He was more scared than ever. He couldn't speak. Subaru came back to normal. He decided to stay quiet and push Emilia away. For the next few days, Subaru stayed in bed. He thought about what to do next. Roswal came to see him, but Subaru didn't talk to him. Later, Betty came to check on him. He asked why she cared. Betty said Puck and Emilia made her do it. Betty got closer. She smelled the witch of envy on Subaru. Subaru was surprised. He asked Betty why he was connected to the witch. Betty said maybe the witch liked him because he had so much of her energy. Subaru sat there. He wondered how he could stop dying a fifth time. He got an idea. He asked Betty to keep him safe for the next few days. Betty sighed. She made a deal. She would keep him safe as long as he was in the house. Subaru got emotional. He covered his face. Betty told him to stop being silly. He should just be happy she agreed to help. That night, Subaru had a bad dream. He dreamed about his last time with Rem. He relived the scary moment, but Betty's protection spell helped him. He went back to sleep. The next morning, Betty woke him up. She told him not to break anything in her library. Subaru spent half the day in the library with Betty. At one point, she left the library. Subaru was alone with all the books. He got a little scared. He opened the door to look outside. He saw the sun. He enjoyed it. He walked into the hallway. Emilia found him. She asked him to follow her. Subaru followed Emilia to a room. He was about to ask what was wrong, but he heard Ram scream. Subaru ran into the room. He found Ram crying over her sister's dead body. Rem was dead. Subaru wondered how she died. Roswal said Rem died from weakness, like she just fell asleep and never woke up. Subaru realized Rem wasn't the shaman. Emilia asked Subaru to tell them anything he knew. Subaru tried to talk, but he remembered the hand squeezing his heart. He stopped himself. Just then, Ram went crazy. She attacked Subaru. She thought he killed Rem. Betty showed up just in time to save him. Roswal got suspicious. He dared Betty to help Subaru. Betty stood her ground. She was not scared of him. Everyone took sides. Subaru made a quick choice. He ran away from the house. He ran to the spot where he died before. He thought about dying again. Maybe Rem would come back to life in his time loop. He found a cliff. He walked towards it, but he was too scared to kill himself, so he fell asleep at the edge of the cliff. Hours later, Betty found him there. She woke him up. She said she would keep him safe from himself no matter what. Subaru realized he had been selfish, so he made the hardest choice. Betty promised to help him escape the house, then he would be free of the curse. But Subaru realized other things. It made him want to kill himself even more. He remembered Rem's words. She screamed at him to leave her alone. Just then, Ram showed up. She was super angry. Betty stood in front of Subaru to save him, but Subaru told her not to bother. He said he had already made his decision. Subaru thanked everyone for their help. He ran towards the edge of the cliff. He jumped off with a smile on his face. He hit his head on the ground. His life ended. Right after he died, Subaru woke up in the same bed again. This time, he saw both sisters Rem and Ram together. He suddenly felt a pain in his stomach. He made a face. Ram and Rem ran over to see what was wrong. Subaru held their hands. He wanted to make sure they were real. After he was sure, he smiled. He praised the girls. Rem and Ram had never really met him before. They stepped back from the weird guy. Subaru kept smiling. He waited for Emilia to come see him. At breakfast, Subaru asked Roswal to hire him again. This time he tried something new. He would help everyone in the house. That way he could earn their trust. Then they wouldn't think he was an enemy. Roswal had no problem with that. He let Subaru do his work. Right after breakfast, Subaru ran all over the house. He helped with different tasks. At lunchtime, he took a break on the lawn. Puck met him there. They talked about Emilia and her magic. Subaru found out Emilia was a spirit magic user, not a regular one. He also realized he might have magic in him. He asked Puck to check. Puck did his magic. He found out Subaru's magic type was Shadow. That was very rare. Emilia came back from her walk. She saw Subaru getting upset about his magic. She calmed him down. She told him how special his magic type was. Subaru still wanted proof. He wanted to know if he was really a shadow user. Emilia and Puck put him in a dark spell. It scared Subaru. He got out of the spell before Emilia saw anything was wrong. Then Emilia took Subaru on a tour of the yard. She taught him how to imagine and use his magic. Subaru tried to use some magic. He just made a big cloud of black smoke. After that dangerous trick, he rested on a bench. Emilia felt sorry for him. She put a special fruit in his mouth. The fruit was said to boost a magic user's energy. It made Subaru strong again, so he could keep going. That night, Ram and Roswell talked about their guest Subaru. Roswell asked about him. Ram said she hadn't seen anything strange yet. All they could do was watch him. Life went on pretty well for Subaru. He slept and woke up fine. The next morning, Subaru met Betty. He asked her how to remove his curse. Betty said you can't get rid of a curse unless the person who cast it stops it. Subaru got curious. He asked Betty about the Witch of Envy. Betty told him everything about the witch, but she called the witch Satella. That made him remember Emilia. The first time they met, she called herself Satella. Subaru wondered if the witch took Emilia's form. Maybe she was the one cursing him. Anyway, he had no clear answer. He just smiled. He decided what to do. When it was time for work, Subaru played with Emilia and Puck. He bothered them a little. When he left, Emilia got worried. She thought something was wrong with Subaru. Next, Subaru dropped a nice vase. He ran to clean it up. Meanwhile, Emilia and Puck kept wondering about Subaru. Why was he so energetic? Subaru kept doing what he did best. He put the vase back together before Rem saw. Rem got very suspicious. She asked him how he knew about the vases. Subaru gave her a bad answer. He just kept working super fast. By the end of the day, he washed his face and relaxed. Emilia found him. She tried to calm him down. Subaru tried to pretend everything was okay, but Emilia saw right through him. She took him to her room. She sat him down. She sat next to him. She put his head on her lap. Subaru asked the questions he needed to ask. He got his answers. Emilia told him to get some rest. Subaru kept talking. He didn't want to make Emilia suspicious. Emilia stopped him by kissing his forehead. That made Subaru cry a little. He started to share his feelings. Emilia stayed quiet. She let him fall asleep on her lap. Very early the next morning, Rem came to get Subaru for work, but Emilia told her to give him the day off. He needed to rest. That night, Subaru woke up on Emilia's lap. He went straight to Betty's room. He complained about sleeping so late. Betty told him there was one way to stop a curse, but he had to touch the person who cast the spell. Subaru put all the clues together. He finally got a hint. He picked Betty up and thanked her. The next morning, Subaru woke up a new man. He found Emilia. He thanked her for helping him get the hint. Then he joined Ram and Rem in the kitchen. He started his normal day. Next, Subaru went with Ram and Rem to the market. While they were there, he played with the people. He made them happy. After they got their supplies, Ram insulted Subaru. She called him worthless for acting silly just to make people laugh. The children stood up for their hero. They protected him from Ram. While he was talking to the girls, a little girl called to Subaru. She pointed to a dark part of the woods. Subaru walked into the woods. He helped the girl find her lost dog. When she got her dog, he tried to pet it, but the dog got mad at Subaru. Subaru moved closer slowly. He touched its head. That made the dog smile. Life went on. It started to get dark. They went back to the house. They saw Roswell there. He was just leaving to deal with a problem. Subaru was surprised. This didn't normally happen in his time loop. He knew his plan was working, so he wanted to do more. That night he went to Betty. He told her what he found out. He decided he had been cursed. Now he had to get rid of the curse. But Betty told him there was nothing they could do. Subaru wouldn't take no for an answer. He warned Betty to save him, or he would tell Puck she was a bad person. Betty sighed. She put her hand on his forehead to see what would happen. A moment later, some black mist came out of Subaru's right hand. Betty saw it. She removed the curse. Subaru got suspicious. He remembered the little dog from earlier. It touched his right hand. He thanked Betty. He ran out of her room. He met Ram and Rem in the hall. He told them the truth. He chose Rem to follow him to the village. He was going to challenge the people there. Before they left, Emilia stopped them. She noticed something was wrong. She asked him about it. Subaru told her he was just going to settle something. Emilia let him go. She gave him her blessing. Subaru and Rem ran to the village. They found out many of the village kids were missing. He ran to that dark part of the woods. He saw a bunch of green magic barriers. Rem saw one was broken. She knew it was a witch monster attack. He told their group to go back to the village for help. He would go find the children. Rem tried to understand. Why would Subaru do so much for a random village? She asked him why he was risking his life. Subaru gave her a big anime speech about morals. He said he would never give up. When he was done, Rem decided to follow him into the woods. Subaru and Rem tracked the kids' scent. They went deep into the forest. At one point, they smelled something not human. They followed the smell to a field. They found all the children there. They were lying on the ground and very weak. Subaru saw curse marks on some of them. He asked Rem to heal them. When she started healing them, one of the children, Petra, woke up. She tried to tell Subaru something, but she was too weak. She couldn't say anything important. Subaru told her to go back to sleep. He got ready to find the bad guy. He got up, he left Rem with the kids. He told Rem he would be fine. Subaru walked deep into the forest. He found the kid who owned the dog. He was lying on the ground. A moment later, a cursed dog showed up. It looked like the little puppy from before. It ran back into the bushes. Then it attacked Subaru. The dog bit him. He lifted it up and smashed it on the ground. A few seconds later, more cursed dogs showed up. They all ran at Subaru. Luckily, Rem showed up just in time. She stopped them from killing Subaru. Subaru picked up the kid and took her back to the village. Rem kept the dogs busy. When there were too many for her, she joined Subaru. Soon the leader of the dogs showed up. It was the little puppy from before. He made his dogs knock Rem out. After she was knocked out, Rem's body woke up. She turned into a demon. She laughed like a crazy person. She killed all the dogs she could find. Subaru saw how horrible she looked. He didn't want Rem to lose her mind, so he pushed her out of the way. He let the dogs bite them both. Rem went back to normal. She ran to Subaru to keep him alive. The next day, Subaru woke up. Rem and Rem were touching his body. They were very worried. He was hurt but not dead from the dog attack. When they left, he saw Emilia and Puck. They were sitting in a chair waiting for him to wake up. While Emilia slept, Puck welcomed Subaru back to life. After some rude words from the cat, Subaru asked where the sisters were. Puck told him Rem was in the village. She was watching the hurt children. Emilia had passed out while healing Subaru, so they should let her rest. A while later, Subaru got out of bed. He went for a walk. He found Ram there. He took a hot potato from her and ate it. They talked about the village. Ram thanked Subaru for helping with their dog problem. That's what the wild dogs were called. Subaru walked around the village. He checked on the kids. After his visit, he found Betty. She wanted to talk to him about the curse. Betty told him it was almost impossible to get rid of his curse. Subaru asked why. Betty said he had been turned into witch monster food. Instead of being sad, Subaru stayed calm. He talked normally. Betty was surprised. Subaru was calm even though his life was about to be a mess. Subaru showed her his bite marks. They kept talking. Then something weird happened. Subaru felt like he could see the future. He felt Ram was in danger. He stopped thinking about it. He asked Betty where Rem was. Just then, Ram showed up. She said Rem had already left for the forest. She was going to fight the dog monsters all by herself. Subaru knew what would happen if Rem was left alone. He asked Ram to let him go with her. They could find Rem together. Ram said no at first, but he convinced her. She let him go. Betty tried to stop Subaru, but Subaru had already made up his mind. He would save Rem no matter what. So he got ready and went into the forest with Ram. After a few feet, Subaru got tired. He was breathing hard. Ram made fun of him for being weak. Subaru remembered the kids from the village. They believed in him so much. She then said how much they liked him. For that reason, he couldn't give up. He had to keep the village safe. Ram kind of agreed, but she got emotional and stopped talking. She used her future sight to look around. She saw a bunch of dog monsters coming. Rem destroyed the ones that attacked them. They kept going to find Rem. On the way, Subaru got curious. He asked Ram why her sister had demon horns, and why she was different. Ram told him they were the only twins in their village allowed to live. When she was young, she was careless. She lost her horn, which was her source of strength. Since then, she had relied on Rem to keep them safe. She said how bad things get when Rem loses control. She never wanted to see Rem like that again. Subaru sighed. He tried to tell Ram about his curse of dying and coming back, but before he could, the hand from before grabbed his throat. It worked. The witch monsters would be drawn to them. They could kill them all. Seconds later, the dog monsters surrounded them. They attacked. Ram used her powers. She destroyed all the ones she could. Then she passed out from being too tired. Subaru saw trouble coming, so he picked her up and ran for his life. The dogs chased them. He fell off a cliff. Ram's wind magic saved him. At the bottom of the hill, more dogs surrounded them. Luckily, Rem arrived just in time. She attacked anything that moved. Subaru thought she was on their side. He tried to talk to her, but Rem was in her demon state. She couldn't recognize him. She attacked Subaru and the dogs. The dogs fought back and knocked her down once, but she got back up. She kept killing them. Subaru used the distraction. He ran to a safe place. Ram woke up for a second. She told Subaru how to stop her sister. He just had to cut her horn. Then she would be normal again. Subaru looked at the dangerous Rem. He wondered how he could do that. He got an idea. He tried it, but he froze at the last second and messed up. Luckily, he got a second chance. He was thrown into the air. This time, he made sure to hit his target. After he cut her horn, Subaru carried Rem. He returned to the village with Ram. On their way back, Rem remembered her life. As a baby, she was born with her twin Ram. The old leader of the demon clan said they had to kill the twins. Twins were not allowed, but as they were about to kill them, Ram, the stronger one, stopped them with her powers. The elders let the twins live. A few years later, they grew into beautiful girls. Ram was super talented. She helped everyone. Rem was useless. She would always try to be as good as her sister. She pushed herself too hard. Even their mom liked Ram more, but Ram understood her sister's feelings. She would help her and cheer her up. One day, Rem decided to cook a special meal. The next day, she went into the forest for ingredients, but it rained hard. A tree fell and almost crushed her. Luckily, her big sister Ram saved her. After dinner, her mother told Rem off. She said she bothered her sister again, but their father was more understanding. He stopped her. He said good things about his daughter's cooking. A few hours after dinner, everyone went to sleep. Rem had a bad dream. The villagers were calling her a failure. Scared, she hid in a shed. Just then, her sister Ram held her hand in real life. She woke up. Rem felt safe in her sister's hug. She thanked her for everything. A few days went by. Life was normal, but things got worse. Rem woke up one night. Her sister was fighting and burning their whole village down. She even killed their parents. When she was done, she came to protect Rem, but she wasn't careful. One of the villagers came from behind and cut off her horn. Now that Ram's horn was gone, she was weak. Since then, Rem decided it was her job to make up for it. She had caused her sister's horn loss. From cleaning to fighting, she did everything. She made sure Ram was okay. She just wanted to make up for her mistake. After thinking about her past, Rem came back to the present. Subaru and Ram were running from the dog monsters. They hid in a bush. Rem asked Subaru why he would risk his life for someone like her. She said more bad things about herself. She made Subaru headbutt her for thinking so badly of herself. Subaru told her she was more than just Ram's replacement. She was worth saving. After he straightened her out, they saw the dog monsters. They were waiting for them. Subaru thought of a plan. He would risk his life to buy the girls some time. He told them his plan. Then he ran out of the bush. He faced the boss of the dog monsters. Ram carried Rem to safety. When the dog boss came to attack, Subaru used his shadow powers. He blinded the dog and hurt its tongue. The dog got back up. It got ready for one last attack. Subaru closed his eyes. He was ready to die again, but this time Roswell saved him. He showed up just in time. After seeing their master, Rem and Ram ran back to the fight. They said hello and thanked Roswell for saving them. Roswell thanked Subaru personally for helping his girls. He promised to pay him back one day. The next day, Subaru woke up. Rem was sitting by his bed. He saw her sad face. He asked if his curse would start again. Rem said no. Roswell dealt with the witch monsters, so the curse wouldn't start. Subaru thanked her. He listened to her talk about herself and Ram. He saw she still thought badly of herself, so he gave her a long talk about her own worth. He gave her many reasons why she was special. After hearing everything, Rem cried loudly. It was the first time she had cried like that. She hugged Subaru. Subaru told her to smile and laugh. She was better now. Ram took his words to heart. She had a beautiful smile on her face. That night, Ram met with Roswell in his room. They talked about Subaru. After talking about Subaru for a bit, Ram sat on Roswell's lap. She needed to get some magic energy from him. While he fed her magic, Roswell stayed focused on his plan. He wanted to kill a certain dragon. Meanwhile, Emilia and Subaru saw each other for the first time that day. They were in the yard. Emilia thanked Subaru for saving Ram and Rem, but Subaru asked her to pay him back. She had to go on a date with him. To his surprise, Emilia said yes. The next day, Subaru and Emilia went to the village for their date. They played with the children. They signed their names. When they were done, they walked back to the house. On the way, they talked about the dog monster mark and the help Subaru gave. As they got close to the house, they saw a dragon carriage. It was from the king's palace. A butler named Wilhelm told Emilia to go inside. The messenger had something to tell her. Subaru followed her inside. He tried to listen in secret, but Emilia told him to stay back. She didn't want him to do anything silly. Subaru was very curious. He wanted to know what the messenger said, so he took some expensive tea from Ram's kitchen. He took it to Wilhelm the butler. Wilhelm tasted the tea. He was so impressed he decided to tell Subaru everything. It turned out Emilia might be the next queen of the kingdom. The messenger was there to call her to the palace. Before Wilhelm could explain everything, a guy named Ferris showed up. He made fun of Subaru for being Emilia's helper boy. After he met everyone, Subaru ran to the house. He tried to talk Emilia into letting him come to the queen choosing event. Emilia said no at first, but Subaru and Roswell kept convincing her, so Subaru was allowed to go to the city. He could get his wounds treated there, but he couldn't cause any trouble. While going back to the palace, Ferris asked Wilhelm why he liked Subaru. Wilhelm told Ferris about Subaru. It was like he knew Subaru understood death. Anyway, Emilia, Rem, and Subaru arrived in the city that evening. It was time for the queen choosing event. The old shop owner saw Subaru. This time he gave him a full bag of apples for coming back. Subaru took the apples. He went to the king's palace with Emilia. At the gate, Emilia met an old friend named Julius. He used to be her guard. Julius showed his respect. He kissed Emilia's hand. That made Subaru super jealous. Julius saw this and joked with Subaru, but Subaru stayed calm. He let it go. As they got ready to go into the palace, Subaru made a face. He was going to go in with Emilia, but she told him to stay outside. He had to wait for her to come back. He might hear bad things inside. Subaru waited outside. He took a walk. He went to an alley in town. He saw the 3 bad guys from before. They were bothering a fancy woman. The thugs seemed to know him. They said rude things to him. Subaru had to act fast. He threatened to call Reinhardt on them. That made them super scared. To make things worse, old man Rom showed up. He was looking for Felt. The bad guys ran away. They were very scared. They promised to come back. After they left, Rom asked Subaru about Felt. Subaru told him Reinhardt had taken her. Rom sighed and walked away to look for Reinhardt. Just then, Emilia and a man in armor showed up. They saw the fancy woman and Subaru. At first, Subaru was mad at the man for walking with Emilia, but Emilia told him to relax. Then they all talked about the apples in Subaru's bag. Subaru gave one to the fancy lady. He left with Emilia that evening. On their way home, Emilia asked Subaru if he knew who the fancy lady was. The one he picked up in the alley? Subaru looked confused. He said he didn't know her. When they got home, Emilia made Subaru promise. He couldn't use magic or fight. Not until his body was fully healed. Subaru didn't want to, but he agreed. He went about his business. The next day, Subaru was stubborn. He wanted to help Emilia again. He asked Rem where the queen choosing event was. She said it was in the royal city. Subaru told Rem he couldn't stand not helping Emilia. He had to do something. He went out to find a way into the castle. Luckily, a dragon carriage stopped by. It belonged to the classy lady Priscilla. She took him there. In the carriage, Subaru learned Priscilla was one of the ladies chosen for the throne. Priscilla told Subaru she always had good luck. A moment later, they arrived at the royal city. They were in the hall for the choosing. Emilia was shocked to see Subaru. She had told him not to come. She asked him why he came. But before he could say anything, the queen choosing event started. Emilia was called to stand somewhere else. After the old wise men were called, Subaru went to meet Reinhardt and Ferris. Subaru was surprised to see how girly Ferris was, but he stayed quiet and watched the event. The announcer said some things about the throne, but some of the rude girls cut him off. They told him to hurry up. They had other things to do. The other candidates joined in. They kept talking until they were tired. Then, the announcer said that out of 5 candidates, only 1 would be queen. But there were only 4 candidates. The announcer called on Reinhardt. He had to tell them where the 5th princess was. When he came to the stage, he surprised everyone. He showed them the 5th princess was Felt. Felt walked gracefully into the hall. She walked up to Reinhardt to say hello. When she was close, she kicked him. She was mad he tricked her into becoming a princess. Reinhardt was gentle with Felt. He calmed her down. Subaru and the others were shocked. They wondered how she could be a candidate. Seeing Subaru, Felt kicked him too. Then she went to join the other candidates. After all the introductions, Reinhardt put the special item in her hands. Then she greeted the other candidates. After she joined them, everyone got tense. The real queen choosing was starting. Subaru could feel the tension, but he stayed calm and listened. First, the wise men asked Reinhardt to explain. How did a street kid like Felt become a princess? Before he could talk, Priscilla spoke up. She insulted Felt. Felt reacted strongly. She made a scene. Emilia also stepped in to protect Felt, but Priscilla was rude to her. She called her a witch's child. That made Emilia very upset. She tried to prove she had nothing to do with the witch. The event continued. The announcer called out all the names to make sure they were all there. After everyone was introduced, Felt said she didn't want to be queen of any kingdom. Some of the wise men started to say hurtful things about Emilia and Felt. No one could stop them from talking. They spoke so loudly and stupidly that Subaru had to speak up. Emilia tried to calm him down, but Subaru still insulted the old men. Emilia finally made him be quiet. She said again that she was a proud half-elf. When she was done talking, the old men asked who Subaru was. Subaru walked forward. He said he was Emilia's knight and servant. Julius was offended. He was mad Subaru called himself a knight. He called up the real knights of the kingdom. He shamed Subaru in front of everyone. He called him a weakling who just talked big. Subaru tried to save face. He kept his pride. But things went wrong when Julius shamed him for thinking he could put Emilia on the throne all by himself. Subaru was very ashamed, but he still tried to keep his pride. He insulted all the knights of the kingdom. At this point, Emilia got annoyed. She made him be quiet in front of everyone. Then she held his hand. She said she didn't know him. Then she had him kicked out of the hall. Before they continued the choosing, Old Man Nas, Rum filled the hall with smoke. He grabbed Felt to save her, but he was caught. He was about to be punished. Felt saved him. She agreed to join the queen choosing. Rum was surprised at her words, but he was let out of the hall. After he was gone, Felt made it known. If she became ruler, she would destroy the whole kingdom. Then the queen choosing began. Julius visited Subaru in the lobby. He wanted to talk about what happened. Subaru gave him a dirty look, so Julius asked Subaru to fight him in a duel. In front of all the knights, Subaru knew he had no chance, but he'd let his pride take over. He agreed to fight Julius. A moment later, the duel started. Julius beat Subaru up very badly, in front of everyone. One of the guards ran to tell the princesses about the fight. Emilia was so sad she left the choosing. She went straight to the fight. She wanted to stop Subaru from getting beaten up so bad. Luckily, she got there just in time. She stopped Julius from giving a terrible hit. She even called out to Subaru. She hoped he would stop the madness, but Subaru was already mad. He used magic against Julius. He got the final beating of his life. Subaru passed out. He woke up hours later. Emilia was there. After he woke up, Emilia sat him down. They needed to talk. Emilia tried to understand why Subaru fought Julius. Subaru said it was because Julius disrespected him, but Emilia saw it differently. Subaru kept saying he fought for Emilia and his pride, but Emilia told him he was just fighting for himself, not for her. If only she knew the whole story. It's too bad the witches wouldn't let him talk about his curse. Even when he tried to tell her right there, the witches still grabbed his throat. In the end, Emilia got everything wrong. She broke up with Subaru. She couldn't keep worrying about him anymore. Subaru lost it. He yelled at Emilia. He told her how much he had given up to keep her safe. Emilia smiled. She thanked him for being there for her. Then she walked away forever. After the breakup, Subaru was mad at himself for being weak. He started training with Wilhelm the butler. He just wanted to stop thinking about things. But it only made things a little worse. He kept remembering his last meeting with Emilia. Everyone in the palace could see his pain, even Wilhelm. Felix, however, spoke badly about Subaru. He called him silly for being so emotional. What they didn't know was poor Subaru kept dying and restarting every time he fought Wilhelm. A few hours after training, Reinhard visited Subaru. He said sorry for what Julius did. He tried to tell Subaru the duel meant nothing, but Subaru thought his words were rude. He thanked him for being a good guy, but he told Reinhard the duel meant a lot to him. He would never forget how embarrassing it was. Subaru thanked him again for visiting. Then he went back inside to keep training with Wilhelm. Subaru trained so hard he passed out on the lawn. He woke up that evening on Rem's lap. Rem comforted him. She told him she still thought he was a hero. The next day, Subaru walked back to town. He wanted to see the results of the choosing. He ran into the shop owner from before. He argued with him about Emilia. Apparently, everyone there was afraid of Emilia. They thought she was a witch, because the Witch of Envy was a half-elf like her. Subaru realized how bad Emilia had it. He was mad at himself for not knowing. He wished Emilia had told him about her problems. He returned to the palace to keep training. He still got beaten by Wilhelm. That night, Crush, one of the contestants, invited him out. They went to the palace restaurant. Subaru drank some alcohol. He listened to what she had to say. Crush told him about all the marriage offers she got as a young noble. Then they talked a little about Wilhelm. Then Felix showed up and stopped them. He spoke badly about Subaru again, but Crush stopped him. Felix then got closer to Subaru. He told him to make things right with Emilia as fast as possible, or he would lose her forever. Subaru thought hard about what to do. He got an idea. He was ready to do it. The next day, Subaru finished training. All his body parts were still working. That meant he was finally getting better. After training, Rem called him for a meeting. He met up with the others in a room. They talked about the strange things happening in the kingdom. Crush thought the trouble was because of what a bad guy wanted from Emilia. Subaru made a fist. He decided to do something. He got up and told Crush and Rem to hurry. They needed to find the people causing trouble. But sadly, Crush told him she was only protecting him because of a deal she made with Emilia. So if he went by himself, she would break the deal and fight Emilia. Subaru was very upset. He told her he would go save Emilia whether she'd liked it or not. Felix got angry. He reminded Subaru how weak he was, and how little would change even if he got involved. Subaru ignored Felix. He went to find Wilhelm. Wilhelm lent him a dragon carriage. An hour later, Subaru and Rem were on the carriage. They were going back to Emilia's house. That night, the land dragon got tired. It stopped at an inn. Subaru and Rem checked in for the night. Very late that night, Rem walked into Subaru's room. She couldn't sleep. She thanked Subaru for being there for her, even when she was mean to him. She hugged Subaru. She used some healing magic on him to calm his mind so he could sleep well. It worked. Subaru fell into a very deep sleep. Subaru woke up very late the next morning. Rem was gone. He ran downstairs. He found a letter from Rem. She had left at dawn. She went to the house alone. She wanted to deal with Emilia by herself. Subaru got so mad he spent all his money. He got a dragon carriage to take him to the house right away. The driver Otto took Subaru deep into the forest, but he stopped in the middle of nowhere. His dragon was too scared to move. Subaru got off the carriage. He went into the heart of the forest. He met some very strange people. They were dressed in cult uniforms. The people surrounded him. Then they scattered. Subaru didn't care. He kept running towards Emilia's town. When he got there in the morning, he got the shock of his life. The whole town smelled like death. Subaru felt a strange feeling. It was like he had seen this before. He had a scared look in his eyes. He walked towards Emilia's house. He found Rem lying dead on the lawn. Subaru didn't stop. His mind took him to Emilia. He checked the storage unit. He found dead bodies piled up. After throwing up, Subaru walked into the house. He opened the first door he saw Ram and Petra, one of the kids. They were dead. Subaru screamed. He kept walking towards Emilia's room. He didn't find her there. He kept checking the house. He found a secret door. He opened it and walked in. The place was decorated with weird icy things. The room was super cold, but Subaru still walked towards the door in front of him. He tried to open it. Just then, his hands froze. He fell on his butt. Subaru looked up. He saw the cult people around him. Then the curse of the room worked. Subaru suddenly froze to death. Subaru was reborn at the shop again. This time he saw Rem getting supplies. He hugged her tightly. Subaru was so shocked he became silly. Rem and the others took him to Crush's home for treatment. After many hours, Subaru's body wouldn't respond. He just stood there like a vegetable. He stared at everybody. Crush and the others saw no strange magic on him, so they let him go.